Um, Well, he was working in a straight job with instructor for an architecture school, but the kids start to like the weird side of me. Then he starts composing songs. So really, the Pluto forced him to start composing the songs and writing the songs. But he did it with the help of a music composer, meets a PhD lady who wants offers for marriage, and he refused. There was a power struggle around it. That's the Pluto Venus. That was going on through 2016. But really, the real struggle was he was doing the music, but he was making it happen, but other people had other agendas around it. But this was 2016, 2017, 2018, it really 19, 20, 20, there's no Pluto, there's no more major confrontations. The next confrontation comes in 2022, 2023. So just as Saturn's coming up to conjunct the Sun, Pluto's squaring the Moon. Pluto will be squaring the Moon. And when Pluto squares the Moon, that's a confrontation with the past. I just had it this past year. And you have to let go of family, let go of past. You have to live in the moment. Yeah, and I found I had a health thing I had to take care of. So I found I had diabetes. So for me, it was finding that out and having to adjust my diet. He's like, if he's staying at home, that's building up. But it could be, that's enough. That's it. Or like, you don't know. That's a long way ahead. That's still 3 or 4 years ahead. But there's nothing from Pluto in the meantime. But he made a commitment to do something. Pluto went on his Venus. He looked at it and he started some music. He's put his songs together. The Pluto and the Venus. That's very powerful. So he did it, and the things around it. When he went to relax and hope he was ready for his music, but ready for the relationship around it. So this came in. Okay, now at the same time, 2015, Neptune was conjuncting his Mercury through 2014 and 15. It stopped at the beginning of 2015, but there again, the ability to write songs, to doing mystical things, or writing dreamy or musical things, and idealizing things, that's there. Okay, if you're thinking music, the ability to imagine the Mercury in Pisces, the Saturn opposing it is the ability to keep rhythm and keep on time and keep things structured. That works very well together. So it's like he didn't quit, he made things, but at the same time, as the Pluto conjuncted the Venus, where he was making his album. So, okay, looking ahead for Neptune, no more Neptune problems. There's not deception or confusion going on the last 3 or 4 years. It's not this year, not the next 4 years. So it's not dependencies, confusion. It's not a confusing issue, okay? But he has an inherent depression going on he's having to fix based on old judgments that aren't exactly right, the Moon-Jupiter square. In 2015, Uranus, we start looking at Uranus squared to Venus. There it is. The Pluto conjuncted the Venus did his songs. Uranus squared the Venus, the one we want to get married, he wasn't secure, it wasn't stable, it wasn't right. So like when he wants it, he couldn't get it. When he can get it, he doesn't want it. Like, but it was that was a big shock. Uranus would change his values. So just as he's doing what he wanted, he had to break away something he no longer fit in. Some old things that he wanted didn't fit in. But that was certainly a big emotional, financial shock. So then 2015, 16, nothing, but 2017 and 18, Uranus was opposing the Moon. That's shaking up and disrupting the home, the past, the family. It's disrupting, it's making one feel unstable where I'm living, where I'm roots, where I belong. It's breaking with the past. And it's even going on, the last hit of this is right now and over this next January, February to March of 2019. So he's reading this now, the last hit of the Uranus opposed the Moon. So I just want to see what Uranus opposed the Moon. Okay, I want to just, yeah, so he started traveling and Turkey, Georgia, Canada, and started studying astrology. Songs are complete, working to get the release of it. But then the lady he liked, who was working with, cheats on him. Well, he had idealized her more, and she started seeing someone else, and that caused the depression. So this is 2018. So this is the where he's feeling a need for security. He's got his creative thing done, but he's looking to feel secure. And Uranus comes and shakes. You can't be secure there. You're not. It's not where you're supposed to settle. You're breaking with the past. And although he's going back to be at home, he met this woman there, and it's trying to be set up, and it's not working. Uranus is just breaking the ties with the family in the past. So even now, it's breaking the ties with it. It's possible he's traveled up, maybe. I mean, he went and he got a degree and a master's, a PhD in another country in a second language. This is a huge accomplishment, but he's using it. So that's a big depression. But he's got something bigger to do of his own. And he might have to break ties. Like this Uranus opposing the moon is telling him there's ties you have to be, like he might have to leave the past behind. Not work with that woman, not be in that office, and maybe he could move. He could leave his home, leave his country, change. So that once this change is over, which is happening now, everything open. There's not any more sudden changes or big shocks for a while. It stabilizes. Wow. So right now it's still a catalyst. There's still halo insecurity. It's not there. So he tries to hold on to something. It's not going to hold on. Tries to get close, not going to hold close. It's too wired. But he's at the end of this point. So any breakdowns or any things of his depression, you can see the basic melancholy. But this was breaking the lifestyle and the pattern so that he's at the end of things that would break him down or make it any worse, or sudden disruptions any worse. So no big outer planet aspects. Wow, no big heavy karmas coming in. The only, now we want to go back and look at Saturn. So while Saturn's going from the IC, 2017, really from the square of the sun down to the IC in 17, up to the conjunction in 23. This is his phase we're going through. In 2015, when it squared the sun, it also squared the Mercury. So there's the depression. At the same time, the relationship ended. He got his thing. He got a big accomplishment. Relationship ended. He got his degree. He didn't get the job. There's this paradox has gone on in his chart, and this depression caused why bother? He made it the worry or the serious thinking. Something needs to change. Saturn always shows us an inhibition first. Something's wrong. Something's depressing. This is boring. This is depressed, and then you realize I can't keep this. I can't keep going. It's telling you I have to work to fix this. It'll take time, but I have to work to fix this. So then 2016 went by. 2017, Saturn's on his IC, squaring his ascendant. The Saturn opposed to midheaven on the IC is the beginning of motivation in one's life. That's the beginning of really new motivation that's going to affect the next 30 years. So I want to look back. So that's when he went on the trip. That's Uranus opposed to moon and break, got away from home, went on the trip, took a number of travels. That's when I met him, was when Saturn was just going through here and being more or less near his IC. His songs are completed. So he got it done. He just at his IC, the songs are there. Now he can something to work with. But the woman who's worked with him on it starts going out with someone else. And so it's easy for him to say, well, I can't do any of this. It's not true. He's supposed to take the songs and go with it and leave the undeserving woman behind. So the puzzle of getting someone close, he needs to be accomplished. He needs to be doing something he thinks he's good at. He needs someone that's a groupie that kind of likes what he's doing and is glad to be aligned with him. Not necessarily something that's competing that much for them. Let's see. So he's saying, then this caused the worst relationship depression 2018. So 27-18, the worst depression is Uranus opposed to the depression there because there's not the security, there's not the stability, he doesn't understand it. I don't understand. And he's trying to, he feels people are laughing at him, he's having to work with these people. He's not supposed to stay there. He's got to break away from it. He's got to change the pattern. Even though he's got things set up, it's still his music. And if he has his music and he has people he doesn't want around him with it, it's not going to go where it's supposed to go. He might have to take it away from them and go. But those shocks are sitting there right now. And that's just as we're doing this. So, okay. So the next 5 years are not really tough. They're not as tough as the last 5 years or the rest of the previous years of his life at all. So he knows some astrology and he sees some of these things, but he doesn't understand the resolve of it quite so well. And some things you have to watch with progressions, and we're not at that level yet. But the feeling, I'm not married, I didn't have the kids, I didn't have that. That's the Uranus opposed to moon. Let it go. So you might be A lot of people might think they wish they hadn't been, and they wish they had some independence. You have the chance for independence, and if you went with it, it would work for you. So this is the breakthrough, the breakthrough of Uranus opposing the moon. It's dealable. We all go through it. You know, when it happens, it's just not stable. If it was stable, it wouldn't change our habit patterns. There's a need to change where you're living, the habits pattern, to let go of the things that are depressing you. But the fear of being alone without him, just that aloneness and that creativity. He has a strong creative side and smarts, but when he's alone, he would really use it to do it. But he said, have fear around this. So, okay. Let's see what else they wanted to know. Venus. Yeah, so the singing and the music will solve some of his emotional problems, and eventually it'll create a timing and things will line up properly. So it's not set that he's not going to be in it's not set that it's not going to be a relationship but he may meet someone with the Venus Pluto square. He could meet someone from another culture, gets disowned from his family or whatever. He could meet someone from another culture, maybe they already had a kid or were married, and it's not just the sweet, innocent 17-year-old coming in, but there's a different reality that comes in. And in an international setting, that could work for him. Trying to go home would always be like a scandal or a hassle. So trying to fit in, he doesn't. The Saturn doesn't fit in. He doesn't fit in. But he feels he shouldn't. There's something wrong with him because he hasn't. It's not anything wrong. It's like, I think he's destined to this is happening because he's got something creative to do that he has to go do. But this year, so okay, then Saturn finishes IC, so he knows what he doesn't want. 2017, he knew what he didn't want. I can't put up with this. I can't put up. I'm not getting married to that person. I can't do it. But what am I going to do? He doesn't know what he wants to do. He knows he can't go back to the past. And Uranus opposed to the moon has been breaking that up. But Saturn started to conjunct his Venus. So Pluto was conjunct his Venus in 2015, and he did something. Now Saturn's there. First you feel, I'm not good enough, I'm not wanted. But really, it's I got to work with what I've got. I've got to work with what I like. I've got to make these songs work. I've got to make decisions. So Saturn, he's having to decide what he wants. Saturn's conjuncting his Venus, so he's having to face the fears. The facing the fears was really 2015 when he got the songs done and working with this woman. But now he's having to make responsible decisions. What am I going to do with this, and what am I not going to do? So there's the Saturn on the Venus. He's got to hold on and make a commitment to his music and his work while letting go of the past and anybody that's not secure. Why let someone be that's making you feel insecure? Why would you want to be anywhere near them or let them into your sense of security? Okay, you got work to do. So maybe there's a commitment that he has to spend some money or make some things to make his own music go more on his own. Or put a new band together, do something with other people. And if that happened, if he were putting a band together, that would be good. If he doesn't, Saturn squares his moon in 2020, and he'd be kind of depressed with it. But I think he could be there and then think, well, why do I want to be at home? I got to work on this. Like when Saturn's hitting his moon, it's better off to be away from the home and be out doing things and letting go of that side. But it could be that someone comes in, there's a commitment around emotions with Saturn to the Venus. We don't know, but you're looking at the patterns. It could be that commitment comes in, someone comes in, he makes a commitment. It could be if she got pregnant or something like this, then there's Saturn to the moon, there's work to be done on the family or the home. So the doorway to our relationship isn't closed, but it's not simple. You know, he's not going to meet the little girl from next door or something that fits into just his ordinary tradition.